We are continuing with the chapter Poverty as a Challenge. Let us start with the causes of poverty. Some of the major causes of poverty are the low level of economic development under the British colonial administration. The policies of the colonial government ruined traditional handicrafts and discouraged development of industries like textiles. The low rate of growth persisted until the 1980s, and this low rate of growth until 1980s has resulted in less job opportunities and low growth rate of incomes. And all this was accompanied by a high growth rate of population. Children, the failure at both the fronts, promotion of economic growth and population control, perpetuated the cycle of poverty. In some parts of India, with the spread of irrigation and the Green Revolution, many job opportunities were created in the agriculture sector. The industries, both in public and private sector, did provide some job. Unable to find proper jobs in cities, many people started working as rickshaw pullers, vendors, construction workers, domestic servants, etc. These people could not afford expensive housing. They started living in slums on the outskirts of the cities. Another feature of this high poverty rate has been the huge income inequalities because of unequal distribution of land and other resources. Major policy initiatives like land reforms have not been implemented properly and effectively by most of the state governments. Many other socio cultural and economic factors also are responsible for poverty. Children, the current anti poverty strategy of government is based broadly on promotion of economic growth and targeted anti poverty programs. Since the 80s, India's economic growth has been one of the fastest in the world. The growth rate jumped from the average of about 3.5% a year in the 1970s to about 6% during the 1980s and 1990s. The higher growth rates have helped significantly in the reduction of poverty. However, the poor may not be able to take direct advantage from the opportunities created by economic growth. Growth in the agricultural sector is much below expectations. This has a direct bearing on poverty as a large number of people live in villages and are dependent on agriculture. In these circumstances, there is a clear need for targeted anti poverty programs. Children, let us now discuss government anti poverty programs one by one. We will start with Manrega, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005. And this program aims to provide 100 days of wage employment to every household. It also aimed at sustainable development to address the cause of drought, deforestation, and soil erosion. One third jobs have been reserved for women. The share of SC/ST women person days in the scheme are 23%, 17%, and 53% respectively. The range of wage rate for different states and union territories lies in between 281 per day for the workers in Haryana to 168 per day for the workers of Bihar and Jharkhand. Next, some other schemes are like Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, that is PMRY. It was started in 1993. It was to create self employment opportunities for educated, unemployed youth in rural areas and small towns. The next is Rural Employment Generation Program, REGP. It started in 1995. It was to create self employment opportunities in rural areas and small towns. Then Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana SGSY was started in 1999. It was to bring the assisted poor families above the poverty line by organizing them into self help groups through a mix of bank credit and government subsidy. Then we have Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana, was started in 2000. Additional central assistance is given to states for basic services such as primary health, primary education, rural settle, rural drinking water, and rural electrification. Antodaya Anna Yojana. This is also one of the program, anti-poverty program of government, which we will discuss in the next chapter. The result of these programs have been mixed. This is because of lack of proper implementation, lot of overlapping of schemes. Therefore, the major emphasis in recent year is on proper monitoring of all the poverty alleviation programs. Children, thus we see that poverty reduction remains India's most compelling challenge, and poverty reduction would be possible mainly due to high economic growth, increasing stress on universal free elementary education, declining population growth, increasing empowerment of women and the economically weaker section of society, providing healthcare, education, and job opportunity for all, and achieving gender equality and dignity for the poor are the bigger challenges that still remain to be achieved under the broadened concept of human poverty.